A Holocaust survivor is sharing what he went through 77 years ago when Nazis invaded his home in Austria. Peter Braunfeld says sharing his experience is especially important this year because it is the 70th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. News Channel 15's Sara Wagner joins us from Studio 15 with the story.
Peter Braunfeld was 7 years old when he and his family escaped the Holocaust. The now 84-year-old college professor shared his story with hundreds of New Tech Academy students today to honor Holocaust Remembrance Day.
I knew that we were escaping and I knew that we were in trouble.
When Peter Braunfeld recalls his childhood, he says he feels lucky.
Unbelievably lucky.
To have survived it. His family escaped their home in Vienna, Austria, with little time to spare.
6 weeks separate me from a puff of smoke.
Others in his family weren't as lucky.
My maternal grandparents were both killed, and we don't even know for sure where.
The Braunfelds fled from Vienna to England, where they lived for a year before coming to the United States, eventually landing in Chicago.
By the time that we were ready to come to the States, my parents didn't have a penny to their name.
7 decades later, Braunfeld wants the world to understand that tragedies like the Holocaust start small and not with some shocking event.
It's important to understand that these things don't begin with gas chambers. They don't just come out one day and decide to gas people to death. They start with little things, and then they grow. You get away with one thing, and it leads to another and another and another, and finally you end up with these horrors.
Horrors, Braunfeld says, can be prevented, but only if the message is shared.
People think we should not repeat this, and if we don't know the story of what happened and that it can happen, then something very important is lost.
Nearly 400 students at New Tech Academy got to hear that message today. One their teacher knows will make a lasting impact.
You can watch any YouTube video you want, you can read from any book you want, but when you actually have someone that can tell you the story right from their mouth, it's going to make it more realistic, and it's going to make a lot of them go off and read more.
The Jewish Federation is also funding a field trip for New Tech students to visit the Illinois Holocaust Museum later this year. In Studio 15, Sara Wagner, News Channel 15.